The next part of this prophecy is called the Mexican Exodus from America. That is as simple as it sounds. In the time to come, God says that the Mexicans will simply decide that they didn't come here to die. They had come here for the American dream, and they came here for a better life for their family. But the Lord says that Mexicans will, as one man, he said it will almost be as if they're receiving a signal in their heart. As one man, they will begin to disengage from America. They will begin to separate from America. And God says, at that time, America, you will see how important these people were to your economy. The Lord says that when Mexico actually takes away its hand of friendship in the spiritual realm, when Mexico stops loving you so much, America, when Mexico stops being actually your biggest fan, and they take their hand of friendship away, I saw the American economy take a bad stumble. I saw the American economy take a bad fall. I saw as if a hand that had been underpinning was removed, and many industries began to stumble and stagger because the Mexican Americans disengaged, and they decided, even wealthy people, I saw that there are Mexicans in this country that are sitting on a chunk of money. I saw that the money they have as a community is quite sizable, and because it is seamlessly integrated into the US economy, these people live here without much respect, but the nation does not actually know how much they contribute to the overall GDP and how much they are integral members of society. But I saw that Mexicans decided, you know what? We have a homeland. We have a country. They disengaged, just like all the countries that God mentioned in the September 15 prayer call. I think it was Nicaragua, it was Panama, it was Chile, it was Brazil. Well, Mexico disengaged too. And at the time of the prayer call, even as I was speaking for the Lord's words, I thought it very odd that Mexico was not mentioned because they are by far and large a great number here. Well, God mentioned them specially and said that they will go back to their country, including the wealthy ones will disengage. They will pull out. The economy will feel the impact of having the Mexicans not here, those, especially those who are willing to do jobs that nobody wants to do. They went back home. So far, I'm just seeing people leaving out of this country. You know, I just see passport after passport after passport after passport. Click, 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 click. God is saying something like brain drain. Brain drain. All the intelligent people. You know, it is not understood how much foreigners contribute to this society. How many of the brain surgeons are Nigerians and Indians, the good doctors. It is not understood. People just think that everybody who is here is from here. That is not true at all. I'm seeing so many of them taking their gifts, taking their skills, taking their abilities. They just go back home. God says all the things they learned here, they're taking it back home. They will take their skills, they will take their expertise, they will take their money, their savings, and just go. Yes. And you know, when a place is depending on many people to contribute and all those people will withdraw, that place will go down. America is great because many people came here to help. This is shocking. Many people came here to make the nation great. Many people came here to contribute, to build up. God says that they took their common skills and they put it into the pool, and America went up because no other nation received the help of foreigners. He says migrants. Migrant. A migrant is someone who turns their back on their homeland and goes in search of a new homeland. Yes. So they took their abilities, their skills, their gifts, they came here, and that is how America shot. I just see sulfur like a basket. You know, when the basketball players, they jump into the sky and they are just so good, and they're just flying towards the basket. America jumped high because of all these people who came here. Yes, but now she's coming down because all the people are leaving. Migrant Exodus is what God is saying. Migrant Exodus. Exit, leaving, detachment, disengagement. All these words, I'm just seeing them. Exodus, Exodus, Exodus. This is soon coming. Trickling, first a small group of people, one by one. You won't even notice it. It will be something like, oh, my neighbor went back to the Netherlands. Oh, really? Yeah, he just said he and his wife decided to move back, like that. Trickles, a trickle here, a trickle there, becomes a flood. A trickle here, a trickle there, becomes Exodus. People will leave and go back to their home. Amazing. Amazing. So many things are going to happen. So many things. I just see something like a very jumbled, like when you add many different pieces of wool. When you're making a sweater, you want to make a green line, then you want to make a blue line, right? So if you're making a sweater, you would make it neatly. Blue line, yellow line, white line, but I just see all the lines mixed together, like jumble, mixed up, jumble. Everything just happening at the same time. Chaotic. But the people of God, they have an opportunity in the midst of this chaos to be very peaceful. But that is only if they know how to keep their eyes on God. He says the people who know their God will be strong and do mighty exploits. That means that all the people who pretend and they don't know their God are going to be confused out of their minds. And God says even that confusion is part of the plan. I will scramble the wicked. I will scramble those who claim to know me, yet they do not know me. Confusion and darkness will be their way. Wow. It is a very narrow road indeed. A very narrow road, yes. The righteous will find me. They will have my peace, and they will know joy in the midst of tumult. Imagine. Everything in a mess, everything upside down, and yet the true Christian is in a boat as if they are in the midst of the storm, the eye of the storm, the very center of the chaos, an ark that is not disturbed by the roaring of the sea, but everywhere else, confusion, rioting in the streets of the nations. Rioting in the capital cities of the world. People demanding so many demands, and the governments cannot keep up with the demands. I see that many presidents are I see them running away, first of all, at night. I see many presidents just fleeing the country, fleeing in the official car. But I see some of them will not make it. They will definitely be killed by the people. I see governments just in tumult, chaos, riots, discontent, people accusing them of stealing money, people accusing them of bad leadership, people voting them out of office, exchange of power, sudden exchange of power, planned transitions of power, where the people put you to shame and you have no choice. You have to give the presidency to your opponent, or you have to pass the leadership, pass that baton, take it out of his hand and give it to someone who will rule better than he. You are a poor leader. You are a shame. You are not a reflection of my face. Pass the baton to a better leader than you. So some places will have a very neat transition. The president will be embarrassed and he will be forced to step down, and they will have a transitional government. That is it. Transitional government, yes. A very neat transfer of power. I see another man taking the seat, and the old man they don't kill him. He just gets to stay there and just be the embarrassed old president who failed. And then the new president will take place. But in other places, I see flags and noise and people running in the street and tanks and killing. And that is, yes, I see, that is it. That is how power will change. Tumult. The distress of nations. This is what God is saying. Have you not read the word? The distress of nations. What did you think it meant? Financial collapse will distress you. When you don't have all these luxuries, you will pay attention to the scriptures very carefully. When you are not distracted by Netflix, you will read the word. This is strange. This is the Lord. I will stop here. I will truly stop here at this time.